This is Theremin 30. 30 minutes of Theremin music, news, events, and interviews with a new episode about every 30 days. Now, here's your host, Rick Reid.
This is your host, Rick Reid, with the May 2026 edition of the Theremin 30 podcast. Coming up, I've got new and recent music from Germany, Japan, and the USA, and my special guest is Scotland-based thereminist, actor, and playwright Karen Cecilia. Some of the tracks I've chosen for this episode run a bit longer than usual, so I'll have to fade them out before they're finished. To get in as much of the music as possible within the 30-minute time limit, I'm going to keep my commentary shorter than usual. And besides that, I have a cold and my voice really isn't in top form. So to find out more information about each artist that I'm going to give you within the show, click on their names in this episode's show notes at theremin30.com. First up is new music from German duo Honey Bazaar. Their new album, Heroine of the Night, is set for release this month. The track I'm going to play for you now is called Luana. We began the show with Luana from the new album by Honey Bazaar called Heroine of the Night. After that, I played an excerpt of a live track by Japanese duo Andmo. The track is called B-Rex, from their current album, Live from Basements 2024 to 2025. Click on both band names in the show notes for more info. It's time now for the Theremin 30 calendar of Theremin events. On May 19th, Karen Cecilia presents Doorway to Perception in London, England. On May 22nd, Ghost Notes performs in Taichung, Taiwan. Also on the 22nd, thereminist Cecilia Lagagne and guitarist Gisli Krogseth perform classical music in Fredrikstad, Norway. May 23rd is the anniversary of Bob Moog's birthday. And on May 30th and 31st, Stephen Ham has a pair of shows in British Columbia, Canada. For these events and more, check out the calendar page at theremin30.com. In past shows, I've played ambient drone music from Atlanta-based Duet for Theremin and Lap Steel. Thereminist Scott Berland has since moved on to a different ambient and experimental project called Javelinas. Here's an excerpt from the title track of their most recent album, Ghost Windows. That was Ghost Windows by Javelinas. Click on their name in this episode's show notes to listen to the full track and the complete album on Bandcamp. The multi-talented creative artist Karen Cecilia has a new theater production and an upcoming concert. I spoke with her recently about both projects. Karen Cecilia, welcome back to the Theremin 30 podcast.
Hello, thank you so much for having me again, and I get to talk about the Theremin again. This is really exciting.
Yeah, we had you on the show last year, and we talked more about what your performance was at the time and not so much about you. I want to find out, what is your musical background before you had a theremin?
I grew up as a dancer from the time I could just about walk. And in a dancing school, also they incorporated musical theater. So I had that already kind of built in. And then in my school very early on, I don't even know, first grade or second grade, they had us take an instrument and I chose the violin. So that began my musical journey. And as I don't play the violin anymore, I so love the violin though. It did give me the background of music theory and reading music, although I don't sight read, but reading music and understanding structure and training your ear, all these good things that, when you then move to the theremin, you have to have, fine tune for.
Yeah, in the right hands, or maybe that's the wrong expression with the theremin, it can actually sound quite a bit like a violin.
Yeah, I did a performance recently with Coma, which is the Contemporary Music for All, and some of the notes were to make it sound like a violin, and I was playing with other musicians, and I said, nope, I got that. I can make mine sound like a violin. And, it really did sound like a violin. It does have the high pitch. Sometimes I don't want to say for lack of a better word, the squeal of a violin also.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way I play violin, it's definitely a squeal. How were you introduced to the theremin and what drew you to it?
So many years ago, in my 20s, going to see bands as we do, I remember that this girl on stage, I had never seen a theremin. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I think I knew subconsciously what it was from horror movies and sci-fi, the same way everybody, knows the theremin. But I had seen her and I couldn't figure out what she was doing, which is really common. And I think it stuck somewhere in my subconscious, because then years later, when I really, really wanted to get back into music, like very seriously, I started to think about, well, what instruments? Do I want to go back to the violin? And I did dabble back in the violin and experimented with some other instruments, but then I don't know where it popped up, but it just was like, oh, a theremin. And then I remember that I bought a very basic theremin on eBay. Mm-hmm. It had one setting and it was on. That was the setting. It was a tiny little box and it had a little pull-up antenna and it was small, like the size of a brick. But I used to play it in my room and it gave me some kind of a technique. I really couldn't control it at that time, and there was no settings to kind of calibrate it or anything. But what it did is it gave me the movement of the kind of the contrasting hand up and down, other hand back and forth, which is so counterintuitive to what your body wants to do. Mm-hmm. That was really my introduction. I mean, it just must have sat in my subconscious for a long time. It's a very theatrical instrument, because of my theater background and the shows that I do. Maybe that was also the draw somewhere back there, that it uses the body, it commands the body to be used for it to make music.
Yeah, in a way, it's almost a dance. And
yeah.
You are a playwright, an actor, a musician, probably a few other things we haven't discussed. What's your center of focus right now with your performances that you're doing?
This started to happen a few years ago, that I wanted to start experimenting with putting all of those elements together for every show. And it was a very conscious thing for me to say, okay, because I'm doing all these things, how can I now combine them all? They're all art. They're all expressive. They all can feed into each other with storytelling. So my focus is putting them all together and making them layered. With the show Doorway to Perception, which is my solo show that I'm doing right now, when it's all working together, it's great. It's a lot of work, but it's great.
How does the audience participate in this new show?
They do get to choose how much they would like to participate in the music aspect. So there's aspects of the show where I ask them to play along with the rhythm. They can make music with like clapping or whatever they want. They can dance. I invite them to, stand up or dance in their seat. So there is that element too, because the show is about the exploration of music. So it's all of our exploration of music and what our relationship to is and the memories that we have surrounding it. So it's not just my memories, but I want people to be involved in their memories, and by doing that, they get to recall their own memories and kind of play a little bit of music to the extent that they want to.
And on stage, you have a Moog Theremin. Is that the only instrument that you're performing with?
Yeah, the Theremin, yeah. I tried them all out when I was making my jump to like which one am I going to really take seriously and really start to learn, and I tried them all out, and this one immediately I was like, oh, this is the one. I love all the settings that it has. It's so versatile. I use several pedals, the same way that a guitarist would use pedals. So I loop, which is really, really a cool thing. I use some other pedals along with the loop. And during performances, I change different modes. So I might loop in one of the modes and one of the settings, and then play on top of what I've just created. The options are endless.
So you've got your Doorway to Perception show that you've done a few performances. You've got at least one more coming up soon. And then you have a concert as well.
Yeah, so I have the one more performance of Doorway to Perception so far that I have booked. I hope to put it on tour for the in the fall and into 2027. So it may be coming to a city near you. But I have that May 19th in London in Camden People's Theatre. And then I have in Glasgow in the Sharmanka Kinetic Theatre, which is an amazing space in Glasgow, Echoes of the Storm's Eye, which is completely a concert of Theremin music. And I have invited 3 musicians to collaborate with me, and they're going to be playing separate with me and one of them at a time. And we are going to be showcasing our music ability. And really it's about showcasing the versatility of the theremin, because I think, and of course I'm biased, that it can play almost any type of music. It's so expressive and emblematic of all types of music, and this performance hopefully will show that.
Who's going to be sharing the stage with you?
So I have a beautiful pianist named Roseanne as the first person, and then I have a amazingly talented guitarist named Wilson Cooper, who we're going to do a long piece together. And then the third one is Guillaume Subra, who is another thereminist. We're going to have a great 2 theremin piece together. That's going to be interesting in that most people haven't seen one theremin. They've very unlikely seen 2 play together.
Karen, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with me, and it's great to hear about all of your interesting projects.
Thank you so much. This is such a wonderful podcast. You are really spreading the word when it comes to the global reach of theremin music.
Karen Cecilia performs Doorway to Perception on May 19th in London, with more performances to be announced. And her concert, Echoes of the Storm's Eye, is set for June 4th in Glasgow, Scotland. For details about both shows, visit the calendar page or click on her name in this episode's show notes at theremin30.com. Now let's finish this episode with a sample from her Doorway to Perception show with the track called Enter the Doorway. Thank you so much to Honey Bazaar, and Mo, Javelinas, and my special guest, Karen Cecilia, for sharing their music. Please support these artists by purchasing their recordings and attending their shows. Until next time, I'm your host, Rick Reid, and I'll see you somewhere in the ether.
You've been listening to the Theremin 30 podcast. Visit Theremin 30 on the web at theremin30.com.